gosh. Muffin's experience has a level of time. The little spikes can take extra damage.
But he makes it through.
Wow. I'll save anywhere for him.
Oh! Muffin!
Oh, Wilson! Wilson! What are you doing? No, what are you doing? Oh, no. Still. Oh, freeze. Oh, I'm saving him again.
Guys, I hope he remembers that top left keystone, because that's dash. That's huge.
Oh, he forgot it! He doesn't remember. Oh, no.
All right, welcome back, everyone. It is the weekend during an Ori tournament, which naturally means that we have way too many matches. The first match we have coming up out of, I think, a total of 7 today is between Roos and Cutieroo. Obviously, our Swiss 0-0 round, so this is the first match for both of them. On commentary, my name is Grimelios, and I'm joined by Fant. What's up, Fant?
Hello, Grim. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Yeah, so Roos versus Cutieroo. This is going to be quite the matchup. Not only do both of them have Roo in the name, but both of them are also part of one of our couples teams in the doubles tournament. So like Roos is teamed up with Smashy, they live together, and Cutieroo with Trojan Dude, and they live together. So I'm sure like between their teams, they've shared like a lot of random information back and forth. It helps to practice quite a bit. So which team of our two couples teams will take the solo match today, Grim?
I do kind of like that, because even though this is singles here, each runner is representing their significant other or something like that. It's not like they have enough stress already playing this match, right? Let's just pile that right on top.
Right.
So do you want to introduce one of them a little more thoroughly, I guess?
Yeah, so Roos has been around Ori for quite a bit. I believe he joined in 2016 or late 2016. So yeah, he's been playing not Randomizer, just Ori as a speed game for quite a while, but really hasn't focused too much of about the Randomizer until recently. And what can you tell us about Cutieroo?
Yeah, Cutieroo. And by the way, I just have to say I'm really excited to since it's Roos and Roo, we're probably gonna accidentally mess him up throughout the match, so that'll be a fun time. But Cutie, or Roo as she prefers to be called, has been with Ori in general for less time than Roos, although for the Randomizer specifically, I actually don't know that their experience levels are that different. I still think Roos has a little more experience, but not by a huge amount. So it's like you said, Roos has more Ori experience overall, but specifically for the Randomizer, I think it could be anybody's game as far as who's going to take the victory.
Yeah, we may see some execution-based advantages on Roos's side, but as far as reading a seed, knowing where to go, knowing all these off-the-wall strategies that aren't necessarily used in the main speedrunning categories. Cutieroo could, match Roos or exceed Roos possibly, depending on how her practice has been going recently. So starting off with an instant level up, 37 XP. So very nice. That's nice.
I mean, it's not concrete progression or a resource, but ability points are very, very nice. They can get you useful things, like looks like we are just quickly syncing the streams. I was curious, whenever you get an early level up like that, it's possible to intentionally stall for just a moment and take out all the brambles for later. It's a very minor little time save. I don't think either runner went for it. Maybe
Roos did go for that. He paused right next to the brambles on the jump pad and chose to break all the brambles. Cutieroo just went all the way straight to the left. I think hers broke the jump pad, but not sure about the wall. Both of them perfectly in sync here, grabbing Sign, the one of the few vanilla skill locations, because Sign is just so important to Ori. This pickup is always guaranteed to be Sign.
Yeah, and there's also the energy cell. The first one you get is always hard-coded to be an energy cell, although we got a second one which is not hard-coded. So this is interesting, right, Fant? We have no skills so far, but we have a free level up, and we have an extra energy cell, which will be just a really nice bit of convenience.
Yeah, so we're going to see something from these two Keystone pickups, guaranteed, because these are the only things they have access to. We got, oh man, another energy cell, so we're probably going to get maybe wall interaction or a teleporter here.
Well, I mean, we can't get 2 keystones because there's one thing left. So what's it going to be? Wall jump.
And there we go, wall jump. So both of our runners are going to be forced into Blackroot burrows right at the start. And Cutieroo jumping down. Okay, I was thinking she was maybe going to check the fake flippers before altaring out, but nope. And we see here Roos took that level up and took out that bramble wall, so he didn't have to worry about it at all. And Cutieroo going straight to the left will have to spend time taking it out. So that little pause Roos did early on with that level up. So quick thinking on Roos's part.
I do like that Roos paused there. I mean, as we've said, it's an extremely minor thing, but I think it is sort of evidence, that Roos, as we've seen, has been practicing, because to get that early experience and just instantly recognize, I got enough experience to level up, I'm going to wait and take out the brambles, is a very rando-specific bit of knowledge that obviously never comes up in any other run.
Yeah, so coming down here with wall jump, Roos is going to be right at home. This is the only skill you have in the all skills route to do BRB with. So it's just basically doing the all skills route with a couple added conveniences specific for the randomizer. You can see Roos jump up here and grab this little XP orb for another pickup. Let's see what it is. It is Glide. Very nice. That's going to make things a lot easier. And it's going to take advantage of that randomizer specific ability to altar out, save and quit, and head back into BRB without having to climb up using all the slow platform cycles.
Yeah, Cutieroo, by the way, having a little bit of trouble with this wall jump. It is a bit finicky. Gets it on that attempt. It's pretty easy to sort of just barely bonk or his tiny little head on the top and fall back down. But Roommate at this time, rather than altar, Roo is deciding to carry the orb in a more traditional fashion along these platforms, which is slightly slower and got knocked down. Thankfully, made it a safety save. So yeah, that's a very, very minor death.
Yeah, so also Roos is killing all of the slimes here. He wants to get another level up. And I believe this slime is going to give it to him. This will allow him to skip the darkness cutscene at the end of BRB here. Gain a little bit of time and allow him to get the mapstone sequence break at the end of the Crusher. So let's see, this should be enough XP. Yep, there it is. So now Roos has 1 ability point and gets another energy cell. Wow, this is interesting. Already less than 5 minutes in, we have 4 energy, Grim. What does that mean?
What I was about to ask you the same thing. This is really interesting. So pay attention to Roos on the left for the time being, because Roos is just a little bit ahead of Cutie. She's going to have to do the exact same thing Roos is doing. We have the dash pickup, right? And then we have a handful of other pickups. So it's possible that we find some different form of progression, like another teleporter or multiple keystones or something. But with 4 energy, it's in logic to open up the Frankie Walk door and use glide and wall jump to head into Grotto early. I'm guessing that's a path that both of these runners are going to be forced down, although, again, we'll see what we get in the next handful of pickups.
Yeah, so there's only, I believe, 2 more pickups in logic down here outside that 4 energy door. That's going to be the dash tree itself, as well as the XP down south in the area we call Raziel No. And if we don't get 2 keystones there, then it's pretty clear where we're going, Grim.
By the way,
we have
like
the ability cell at BRB as well. Almost forgot about that. And that is a mapstone. Okay, so nothing yet.
Mapstones are items that you pretty much always want to keep unless you're already late in the season. You are confident that you're already in go mode. We are clearly very, very far away from go mode. And so Roos got the mapstone, hesitated for just a moment whether to climb back out manually or to altar. It's sort of a wash as for which one's faster. I think altaring is very slightly faster. So yeah, you saw Roos kind of hesitate, but then he altared. He's going to head back into Blackroot to check those remaining pickups. Yeah, and then maybe we'll see Death Gauntlet. We'll see. I was going to say as well, Fant, I like... Oh, we got Climb. It appears that the runners are tied. They're actually not quite, because Roo hasn't gone over and checked that ability cell in the main room of Blackroot. I like that Roos went to the left first and then decided to come back and hit the dash tree. That seems like a minor optimization, but I don't know that I've seen anyone else do it, so that's pretty clever.
And hey, we've got our first keystone, though that keystone is technically a sequence break, since the logic expects you to have dash before heading down there. So if Roos finds another keystone, he could just follow that sequence break and go to the wall jump tree, since he has pretty much everything he needs to full clear that area, minus 1 kind of annoying pickup that nobody likes to check. Or he does also have the option of just, you know what, I got 4 energy, I know... Oh, hey, look at that, that's a double jump. Ooh, man. So Roos not going to worry about trying to go past the Crushers down there. He did not have an ability point to use a save anywhere to easily cross it.
Looks like Roos is dropping back down to the Spirit Well to refill his energy. and then he's almost certainly going to head over into the Death Gauntlet. When Roos gets there, he's going to have an option as for whether he continues without a safety save, because of course he's going to have to burn all of his energy to open the door, or whether he's going to decide to play it safe, Altar again, and make more saves. He does only have 2 health, so Roos is going to have to be pretty careful. Thankfully, he has double jump.
And glide helps quite a bit as well.
Yeah, without those abilities, that might have been much more difficult. Still perilously low on health, but Roos, as we said,
well, look at that. Also,
never mind. Roos is very
hurt you,
experienced at the game. Yeah.
Obviously, he knew that health cell was going to be there.
Nice job, Roos. You use your gamer instincts to just know exactly what that pickup was.
So really quick, as Bruce continues to clear through the Death Gauntlet here, Cutie does have 1 ability point. And let's see, is placing a save, and we'll start the save anywhere. So we're going to get some new information on Cutieroo's side as far as what Rue skipped by not being able to skip this cutscene.
Now, to emphasize, what Rue is doing is currently out of logic. The logic will never expect you to use the save anywhere to glitch the boulder. It's something that runners pretty much always do anyway, assuming they have the ability points to do so. So, we will see whether this pays off. Also worth noting that Rue, regardless of what she gets here, will be able to activate the Blackroot teleporter, which will be useful later for coming back to the Light Grenade tree.
Rue's finding quite a bit of XP down in the water, so maybe a little bit removed from clean water in this seed.
Clean water is sort of similar to Wind Restored. You can never really bank on getting it in a seed. You just sort of hope that you do.
And Rue's having a little bit of trouble trying to get to the top of the glide vault here. This is a bit finicky of a double jump setup, but he makes it through and gets a keystone. So there we go. We finally have enough keystones to go to the left side of Blades.
Well, that keystone's nice too, because you can use the double keystones to get into more towards the wall jump area, but you can also use it to advance towards double jump. And since Roos is heading down into Moon Grotto right now, I'm guessing he'll be using it for that second method. Oh, and Faint, did you see what Oshi just said in the truck?
Oh man. So yeah, Rue killed the Frankie in the BRB area. So this potentially could mean a lot, potentially could mean absolutely nothing. So she will not have access to the stomp cell or the boulder cell that you need stomp to go through. You can use the Frankie to sequence break it, but also if stomp is really, really late in the seed or like super, super buried, Cutieroo is not going to be able to bypass the stomp requirement by luring the Frankie to break the floor on the way to Light Grenade.
I am curious, just given how new to the randomizer Rue is, whether I'm sure she's familiar with a lot of these strats. I wonder how comfortable she is doing them. That's not to say that she's not comfortable, I just genuinely don't know. So like you said, if we happen to find Stomp or Climb Charge Jump or something anyway, well, we already have Climb, don't we? So if we happen to find Stomp or Charge Jump, then that Frankie is obsolete. But until then, any rando player will tell you always keep that Frankie alive if you can.
Yeah, so Rue's making the decision to skip both the energy cell, which I think he had access to at double jump, as well as the mini boss in the grotto area. I cannot blame him for skipping the mini boss. With the current set of skills, it's a very, very long kill, and many people find it's not worth the time to go through there.
Okay, so Roos is doing it, just going at it from the other side. That might have been like a very minor brain fart or something. I want to also draw attention.
Oh, wow, look at that. Forlorn Teleporter.
Again, Forlorn Teleporter may or may not come into play. It's not in logic to go to Forlorn until you have the Gumon Seal, but of course, for all we know, that could be the next pickup or something. So sort of keep that in the back of your mind. We may be going to Forlorn later. I did want to draw attention to Rue, who, after going into Grotto, decided to head up a little bit, but it looks like she's dropping down into this lower hideout area. So as before, Rue is just going to be a little bit behind Roos as far as checking pickups. We'll see if Rue goes out of her way to check things that Roos skipped for the time being.
Yep, and Roos quickly making his way to the double jump tree. So important note, with double jump, glide, and forward energy, he could have checked a lot of stuff on the left side of Grotto, but it's kind of annoying to get to, and I think 1 or 2 more things are needed for it to like actually be in logic. Actually, no, with double jump, I think it all is in logic. Oh, and there's an extra double jump, so now we have triple jump. Very, very nice movement ability early on.
It's like a half vanilla pickup. It's not the double jump skill, but it's double jump related. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so Roos has a choice to make when he takes the Grotto teleporter back down. Since we're still only have one keystone, he needs to find another one before heading over to the wall jump area. 12 minutes, we haven't even touched the keystone door on the way to the wall jump. This is quite uncommon, Grim.
It is also 12 minutes we don't have a clue, because the seed, it's not been starved. I mean, we have double jump and wall jump and feather. I actually like the seed quite a bit, to be honest. But as far as our ability to progress towards trees, it is a little slower than many seeds. So I do wonder what our first clue is going to be. Neither runner has happened to found a key randomly or anything like that.
Yeah, so Roos is leaving the left area in grotto behind, and looks like Cutieroo is choosing not to go down there as well.
Well, I kind of like that call, to be honest. Grotto, generally speaking, is a very dense area, but to full clear it requires 4 energy, which we have, but also requires the ability to break blue plants, which we do not have. And so I can see the argument for sort of not only partially finishing the area, intentionally putting it off until later.
Yeah, and probably also waiting till you either have bash, stomp, or charge jump to avoid doing the long redirect puzzle at the bottom. Any one of those skills will allow you to completely bypass it. With the current skill set, yeah, they'd have to take a long time pushing the blocks, pulling the levers. Nobody wants to do that.
Check this out, though. You go ahead. I think you were going to say the same thing as me.
Cutieroo is doing the Ginso, or not the Ginso mini boss. It's similar to the Ginso mini boss, but not quite the same. The Grotto mini boss. So as you can see, the only tool she has is these little tiny shots that you can shoot out, and since the mini boss jumps up really high out of your range, you can only get a couple shots off each cycle. So it takes a while, but if this is something, it could be huge for Cutieroo.
It's a gamble. This is a very, very commonly skipped boss, especially when you don't have the abilities like Charge Flame or Stomp or Bash to kill it super quickly.
Oh, and look at this. Roos is putting that Mega Health to use that he already found, and he finds another keystone, but says, like, you know what? I don't need that keystone right now. Oh, whoa! The Sunstone for Cutieroo. Wow, what a find. So this is good and bad. Well, it's not too bad for Roos because Sunstone's not needed until the very end of the game, and no doubtly Roos is going to get a clue that the Sunstone is in Grotto. But of still, course, that is nice for Cutieroo, really nice.
It's 1 out of 2 keys, just out of her mind. She doesn't have to worry about it. Reminder that when you get a clue in this game, the order in which you get the clues for the different keys is randomized. So we might get that Grotto clue after this third tree that Roos is going to hit pretty shortly as he gets to wall jump, or we might get it after tree number 9. There's no way of knowing. I hope it's sooner. Although honestly, even if it's not, I mean, Grotto is such a dense area that if Roos finds himself in a position where he's looking for something, he'll probably head back down to Grotto anyway.
Right. But that is good for Roos that it wasn't like a big progression skill and instead of progression key, because the Sunstone's not going to block really anything until the end of the game, unless something's in Horu, but really nobody wants anything in Horu, Grim.
They absolutely do not. I want to point out that...
Oh, look at that. Hang on. Charge Flame for Roos at the top of the loop-de-loop in the wall jump area. So now we have plant breakage, Grim.
That's really good. Also, Charge Flame is arguably not as nice as Grenade as far as breaking plants, because grenades don't cost energy in the randomizer, and Charge Flame does. On the other hand, Charge Flame can break certain plants through walls, like the one in the double lasers in Grotto. So basically what I'm trying to say is that that's a very welcome pickup. It'll open up a lot more of the map.
Yep. And I think Roos is, if he needs to go check pick up dense area, the left Grotto area is becoming much more desirable. Oh, we get our water vein clue. It is in Grove. So
interesting.
Both keys on the right side of the map.
So I'm going to ask you, Fant, when you see that there's a clue for Grove, do you have any sort of gut reaction there? Is that a good clue? Is that a bad clue?
Well, no, it could be good. It could be bad, depending on how much energy I have or if I have the light grenade. So there is a light grenade blocked pickup. There's like a 4 energy blocked pickup, and you just really hope it's not one of those.
Well, the good news is that we have a lot of, actually like a shocking amount of health and energy for how early we are in the seed. So all else equal, that's super nice. You don't always see that.
Yeah, as Roos heads up to the Charge Flame tree, Cutieroo is going to give us that information on the left side of Gumo's hideout, but will not be able to break any of these plants. So she's going to be leaving those behind. And, that's something you're not going to come back to for a while.
Well, we know that neither key is down here because we already got the Sunstone, and we know that Water Vein is somewhere else. So, of course, it's possible that a very valuable skill or teleporter is there. Time will tell if Roos ever goes to check it. Presumably, he, at some point, well, definitely at some point, he'll get that Sunstone clue. When he goes there, I wonder what his order is going to be.
Well, you probably want to go for the the pickup dense area first, which would be the part Cutieroo is in right now. Now you're seeing what I mentioned, where without lacking Stomp, lacking Bash, lacking Charge Flame, you have to take the long route around, pulling the lever, pushing this block all the way over to break the ceiling.
It is interesting that Rue is deciding to be so thorough. It's always impossible to say whether that's objectively a good play or a bad play. It just depends on what you have. I think I prefer Roose's play a little bit more.
Oh, look at
Roos
that!
just
Hang
found
on.
Grenade.
Yeah. So one of those blocks I was talking about. Well, not gonna have to worry about it anymore, Grim.
That's a relief. Plus, it means that we can now break plants without expending any energy. So just a sort of double duty as a skill there. To finish my thoughts, I kind of like Roose's play a little bit more, given that we don't have everything that we need to finish the seed. It would be really nice to have Bash and Stomp, but I mean, Dash would be just gravy. But we have double jump. Actually, we have triple jump, and we have Feather, and we have just a lot of health and energy. I think that Roos is probably making the statistically better play as far as prioritizing trees and new areas rather than thoroughness.
Indeed. We're going to see what that first grenade pickup is. It is just 21 XP.
Cool.
Yeah, so Roos has quite a bit of locations to go through now, if he so chooses. He has a swamp teleporter, can take that. Right now, he's going down to Moon Grotto. So he could be choosing now to make the play to the left grotto area. So he has grenade, he can break 3 plants and all that, and he's heading south. So yeah, he's going to go through plant break mode for now.
I think this is really smart. This is an extremely dense area. Of course, Roos has no way of knowing that the mini-boss has a Sunstone, but if you're looking for something and you don't really have easy access to a lot of the different trees, I think that this is a very, very good play to make. You're also going to see Roos trying to get up here. Oh, nice job. Made it look easy.
Oh, and he gets Spirit Light efficiency, so not a required item. That is nice. He's going to be getting quite a bit of ability points later on.
So I have to wonder, Phantom, and we did talk about this just a minute ago, is Roos going to hit the mini-boss? He's definitely going to go left side first, which is definitely the statistically better play. I kind of think he's still going to skip the mini-boss, which, again, is kind of smart.
I can't blame him for skipping the mini-boss at all. He still really only has, I think he's got a Spirit Flame upgrade, and that's still not a desirable set of tools to take out the mini-boss. But luckily for Roos, he's going to have everything else cleared in Grotto, almost everything. And when he gets the Sunstone clue, he's going to know, like, okay, it's at the mini-boss. So it's not going to cost him too much time.
Right, especially because I'm pretty sure Roos is slowly gaining the lead over Rue, just via having prioritized trees. Like, Rue is just getting to wall jump and hasn't been to the charge flame tree. And Roos has done both of those things already. So I do like this play of Roos being more thorough. Basically, it's like in clues, you want to prioritize rushing trees as a general rule of thumb, but it's pretty common, especially on the right side of the map, to hit a point where you just need something else to progress. So either go left side or to head into Swamp or Ginso. And Roos finds himself in that situation, so he's doing the smart thing and just clearing as many pickups as he can get his hands on.
Yeah, and luckily for Cutieroo, none of the plant pickups in Left Grotto proved to be anything useful. I think one of them was like a Spirit Flame upgrade, which deals like a little bit more damage with your Spirit Flame. You can see he's now just destroying that spider there. But yeah, nothing that's gonna like hard block Cutieroo from anything.
Right. Rue did dip underwater since Rue skipped checking fake flippers before, but neglected to go to that far cell underwater, which requires a more damage boosting. Rue does have enough health to do so, but maybe just didn't feel fully comfortable making that swim.
Yep. All right, so Roos done with Grotto, has a couple options for where he wants to go next. And we head to Swamp first. We can like go clear the swamp area, or head to Hollow Grove and maybe do a search for the water vein. I think right now Roos probably wants the water vein. He has triple jump, glide, climb, whole bunch of stuff to clear quite a bit of the Ginso tree.
To be quite honest, I kind of forgot about the water vein until just now. Grove is such an interesting area because it's a very large area. I don't know if it's like geographically larger than something like Grotto, but Grove encompasses this area that we kind of call Iceless area, all of these pickups in this vicinity. It covers Horror Fields, it covers a Spider Sack, and so it can be very difficult sometimes to know what the optimal order is to check all of that stuff. So I think I do like that Roos, I mean, he needs to check stuff anyway, right? And he's just deciding to come back through this way. Check a number of pickups from the Swamp TP rather than going around to Grove. Like the actual Grove teleporter, I mean.
Yeah, and lacking Bash and Charge Jump, there's no way to get the 3 pickups above the Spider Pegs there, unfortunately.
But Roos does have Feather and Triple Jump, so he can clear everything in the Spider Sack area, including the Grenade pickup, which is very nice.
Yeah, and hopefully, the Water Vein isn't blocked by Charge Jump or Bash.
I certainly hope not. Meanwhile, we did see Rue, who is now in Spirit Caverns, pick up her copy of Grenade. A little bit behind Roos, but certainly a welcome pickup. Finding Grenade is just always nice for that reason.
I can't quite tell, but it looks like Cutieroo does have enough keystones to go straight up to Hollow Grove, if she so chooses. And
it will be
that is exactly what she's doing. Yeah, Roos was, I think, 1 keystone short at this time, and decided not to. Oh, hey, look at that. Water Vein from the health cell. So now Ginso is going to be a pretty attractive option here, Grim.
I think that's definitely what Roos is going to do. Maybe he's just going to be thorough and just grab a number of things. He might even decide to go grab the Grove teleporter. We'll see. So
yeah, you're already over here. You're going to be checking the Grenade pickup here anyway. Might as well head a little bit to the left, get the last pickup above Charge Flame, and just get that teleporter for later use.
It is. The Grove teleporter is an interesting case, though. It is a very valuable teleporter because it gives you fast access to Valley entrance and by extension, just all of the left side of the map. On the other hand, it can be quite common in seeds to find a left side teleporter, which sort of makes this Grove teleporter obsolete. And also there's a long cutscene that plays. So looks like Roos is going to head over, maybe just check Valley entrance before backing out. Nope, he's just changing his mind.
Yeah, it looks like he was ready to, go skip the cutscene, but opting not to. Now I'm thinking, yeah, Roos is going to take that swamp teleporter again. We'll see if he chooses to clear the swamp area first or just go right into Ginso. So there is a bit of a risk going into Ginso with the current skill set. That is, you're pretty much going to be blocked by the Bash tree and will not be able to clear the second half of Ginso, which is quite pickup dense and could have a lot of things.
I guess that's exactly what you said. It's a bit of a gamble. I think it's an intelligent gamble because even the first half of Ginso is very dense, and you might get Bash there anyway or Charge Jump, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Rue, I was going to draw attention over there, but Rue just found the Water Vein anyway. That's in a pretty accessible spot, which is nice.
Yeah, so Rue, having the keys, she is just going to be looking for the skills that she thinks she needs to complete the seed.
What
Whereas
skills
Roos
are
is going to be picking up... So it depends on the player and what you're comfortable with. There's a lot of ways to beat the game with like minimum skill sets of various types. And Cutieroo being relatively new, I'd say probably hoping for Bash for sure, and then likely Dash as well. And depending if she knows how to utilize Bash to reach the left side of the map, can get by without Stomp.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is I wonder how impactful Stomp is going to be in this seed. Maybe we get lucky and find it easily along the path in Ginso or something. I don't think Roos is going to have any issues foregoing Stomp. It's like given the choice between Bash and Stomp, for example, Bash is far, far more useful. For Rue, I do wonder, especially because remember Rue killed her Frankie back in Blackroot, so Stomp
you're right.
matters a lot more.
Yeah, we'll either need to get Charge Jump or Stomp in order to access the Light Grenade area.
And those could be effectively anywhere. Stomp can't be literally anywhere. It's pretty much gated to the right side of the map, or possibly the left side of the map in certain cases, but it's probably on the right side of the map.
Most likely, yeah.
The right side of the map is a big place.
There are a lot of pickups over here, and many like one-offs out of the way. And here we go. Cutieroo gonna clean up Grotto as Roos finishes the mini boss in Ginso. So I believe Cutie just has the plants remaining down here.
Yeah, she does. Also worth probably a reminder.
Oh,
you
hey,
should
look at that
find
wind restored. That's
Nice.
gonna make Sorrow way easier.
It will. Basically, we don't have to do Sorrow Bash anymore. We can just float right on through the spikes with Feather. I was going to say, remember that Roos hasn't found the Sunstone yet, and Rue does. So that is one definite advantage that Rue currently has, because we don't know when we're going to get that Sunstone clue. The tree that Roos is getting right now is tree number 5, not counting Spirit Flame. So we don't get the clue yet, but on the next tree, Roos will be able to get that clue, and hopefully it's for the Sunstone rather than the Gumon Seal.
Yeah, so I think depending on what that clue is, that can like dictate the pace of this match. Because if you don't know where the Sunstone is,
oh
hey,
wow!
look at that charge jump! Very, very nice pickup for Roos. And Cutieroo's probably going to get that as well after making her way through the Ginso tree.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that Frankie Walk XP, it's not a hard pickup to get to, especially because Cutie, when she goes to the Ginso, will almost certainly find Wind Restored. It is something you have to remember exists. And in my experience, that pickup can be one, especially for newer players, where it can be a little bit easy to forget that it does exist.
Yeah, so with Charge Jump, Roos now does have access to the Stomp Tree. So I wonder if he's going to opt to go do that.
He's also going to have much easier access to Light Grenade, because he can do Climb Charge Jump.
Yep, does not have to do any shenanigans with the Frankie down there.
Also, Oshi reminding us that grenade jumps are a possibility if Roos is wants to try to pull those off. We'll see if he does.
All right, yeah, and that looks like Roos is heading over to the Stomp Tree, and we'll get that second clue.
Yeah, I'm guessing that along the way to stop, Roos is going to go ahead and clear out a number of these pickups. He's not full clearing everything, but he's going to clear out a number of pickups. And yeah, Roos, because he has Climb Charge Jump, he can just ignore this frog entirely. He doesn't have to do Swamp Entry, or at least do a very, very simplified version of Swamp Entry.
Yeah, as far as Roos is concerned, he is done with skills. This is enough to complete the game, to being a little bit clever. But he just wants to find out where that Sunstone is.
Oh god, but Rhino's bullying him. Alright, he's okay. By the way, check out Rue on the right side, checking this Baneling pickup. This is in Logic. It's another pickup that's a very prime candidate for skipping because it's pretty slow.
We'll see if it pays off. Yeah.
I mean, it could be Bash. It's possible.
Oh, Roos finds the Gumon Seal above the swamp area.
Fant, I think this is the point in the seed where Roos thinks, oh yeah, I did get the Forlorn Teleporter earlier, didn't I?
Yep.
And it's now in Logic.
Well, not quite. I think we need to find Stomp first in order for any of that stuff to be in Logic. But granted, Stomp, you know it's on the right side of the map, and you probably have access to it.
With the
Just
Forlorn
need to know where it
Teleporter and
is.
the Gumon Seal, it will be in Logic to go there. Not to get to the left side of the map through the path from Forlorn, but to head into Forlorn and check a few things, namely the map stone and some of the stuff above it is in Logic now.
All right, but here we go. Is Roos going to get a clue for the Sunstone?
Yes.
And he does. Roos has info on where the Sunstone is, so this is go mode for Roos.
Well, it's go mode with the stipulation that Roos is still not able to go to the left side. Well, he can if he does some damage boosting. But
Oh
otherwise,
yeah,
Roos,
you're right. Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't have an intended way to get to the left side. That said, Roos is very experienced at this game, and I'm guessing that because he doesn't have that ability, he's going to go back to Grotto first, since he has to do that at some point anyway.
So he,
Nope, he's not.
he's going to Forlorn. Can you escape Forlorn without Stomp and get all the way to the Valley area?
No, you need to double bash a Baneling because there's a Baneling barrier you have to break.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So I
You
wonder
can
if
still
Roos
go
knows that.
outside and check a number of things, but you can't get fully to Valley without bash. And even then, it's not in Logic to do so, but it is possible.
Okay, so it looks like Roos just wanted to put in that map stone.
Backing right out. Forlorn is a very curious place. It's not uncommon, but it's not that common to make a dip into Forlorn in a seed like this without sort of a more traditional way to reach the left side of the map, i.e. bash and stomp.
Yep. So, Roos doesn't have too much left in the grotto area to check.
He's going to start by checking these pickups along the lower entry into Swamp, which statistically, again, is a smart choice. We know it's at the mini-boss. He does not. And there are 2 pickups here rather than just the one at the mini-boss.
Oh,
wow.
Hey, look at that. Unfortunately, the frog got sniped by the spider shot, so gonna have to do this bait off of the... Oh, okay, you can do that as well. That's cool. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. There's so many clever usages of skills like that.
And just a keystone. Okay, moving on.
You know what? This isn't maybe the most exciting thing to look at right now, but how many keystones does Roos have? Is that 2?
I cannot tell all this restream.
Let's just assume it's 2. Roos is going to need 4 to get into the charge jump area unless he goes around the long way. So that's not really going to be an issue. Key duping in Sorrow is not hard to do. It's just, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that keystones are a resource that in a seed like this, it's easy to sort of forget about because they're not as flashy as finding your new skills and teleporters and whatnot. But they are still important.
Oh, no, never mind. That's just the Grove teleporter. I thought it was like the Valley teleporter. It was like, oh man, that's it. He's done. But nope, not quite.
Yeah, so Roos just being pretty thorough here, which is smart. I mean, like this pickup, I believe, is Grotto. Some of the pickups in this Death Gauntlet are actually considered Grove, but some of them are Grotto. So Roos is just sort of methodically knocking them all out of the way. Any of them has equal likelihood to be the Sunstone as any other, and he will make his way down to the mini boss. No question about it. It's just a matter of exactly when.
Well, I think he's done literally everything else, so he is dropping back down, and I don't think there's anything else missing over here. Yeah, I was thinking, did I get everything on the left side? I was like, yeah, I did. I know exactly where it is. It's this stupid mini boss, but now he has charge jump. This mini boss is going to go down like a sack of potatoes.
Yep, a sack of potatoes that's about to get wrecked by charge jump. He can use charge flame as well if he wants to do some redirecting. It'll certainly go much faster than Rue's version of the fight.
Okay, and Cutieroo heading back into BRB.
This is interesting. Rue does not have charge jump, which Roos has, which means that Rue is not going to have that ability to head down into the light grenade area. This is a power play, I think.
She's going for the dash plant, Grim.
It's in logic. It could have bash.
Oh wait, is Roos doing it too?
Oh my god. I hope.
Well, no, Roos also has the Raziel no area to check. He didn't have an ability point the first time around, so this is going to be more of a complete play. There's a lot of pickups here.
Well, the good news is check out what Roos can do. He has charge jump, so even though it's just 16 XP, Roos can check this extremely quickly rather than having to ride the platforms around like Rue did.
Yep, and here we go. Down into the Raziel no area for Roos. We'll be curious if he decides to do the light grenade tree while he is down here. Looks like he has enough ability points to do so if he chooses.
Yeah, I think he will. Well, no, he's not. He's actually just gonna... Nope, I was wrong again. Roos
well, he could backtrack there, but, you know, breaking the floor there, when he activates the teleporter up at the top, he's not going to have to watch a little cutscene because the floor is already broken.
Roos, I'm sure, is thinking for his part that he still wants... really wants bash. Having stomp or dash would be icing on the cake as well. But really, really wants bash, and it could be here. Of course, we know it's not, but Roos hasn't been here yet.
Well, I don't think we saw the boulder XP here since...
Did we not?
Oh, it was just an energy cell, so not that big of a deal. Oh, it looks like Cutieroo did actually pick it up, but killed the Frankie afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Roos did take a quick depth to the crushers, tried to do the same trick that we used to traverse them from the left, tried to do it from the right, which doesn't work. Honestly, I didn't know it didn't work, but now I know. So
Cutieroo going to the left, or the valley entry. We have not seen this yet. Gets charge dash efficiency from the plant, but unfortunately lacking dash. Not going to be too useful.
One more pickup here. Is it going to be bash? Reminder that Rue doesn't have charge jump. Does have double jump, actually triple jump at this point. So Rue maybe just not being fully familiar with the ability to Sorry
Oh,
to
and I
jump
just
around
want
the
to
log.
comment like these grenade jumps from Roos are pretty awesome. He was able to use it to like bypass the laser and just like get around everywhere he needs to go. All right, quick on the right, Cutieroo just finds 86 XP, so Valley entry not the answer. I wonder if we're gonna have to revisit Genso, because we're quickly exhausting the right side of the map of pickups here.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it is technically possible that the light grenade tree is Bash if both Stomp and Dash are buried somewhere else. But like, there are so few pickups that we haven't checked anymore. There's like the Glazer and the grenade pickup above it. There's just not that much left.
Yeah, and having grenade, there's also a couple pickups beyond the light grenade tree. I don't believe we saw Roos head down there yet. Can't blame him. Check the trees first. If you get it on the way, that's way better than getting it not on the way.
Would you check this out, by the way? Sorry to interrupt you. Look at what Rue's doing. Rue is taking this death to do some key duping. I don't know if that key duping is just for its own sake, or whether Rue is actually going to head into the right side of Forlorn.
Well, we'll see if this is a key dupe or is she putting all the keys in. Okay, another dupe from Cutieroo.
It might be as simple as a dupe in preparation for some of the keystones that she's going to need later on. I want to kind of take a high-level view of this race for just a second, Fance. I think it's safe to say that Roos on the left is definitely in the lead right now. He's checked far more trees. I don't know what his item count is, but his item count is probably higher as well. And he has charge jump. I think that Roos is definitely in the lead here, and I just wonder who's going to find Bash first.
Well, I think that's a very, randomizer-esque question, and I really don't know. Cutieroo is checking Forlorn. I don't think we're going to see Roos here for a while. Roos is currently checking stuff Cutie already did, and it could be anywhere, man.
It could, and this is just so rough for Rue as well. I mean, these are pickups that could be Bash. It's just that Rue doesn't have charge jump. Yeah, I kind of realized after a moment that it was going to be very difficult to reach some of those pickups, and so Rue decided to just cut her losses, back out with an Altar, and continue searching. Where she's going to search, we'll find out in a moment, I guess.
Well, I think she's been putting off Genso Tree for a while. I think now's the time. She's exhausted all the easy-to-get pickups. So just go to Genso, get that out of the way, and there's a lot of pickups there. And she'll find Wind Restored there, and that will lead her to Charge Jump as well, hopefully.
On the left, we see Roos skipping the Grove cutscene because he already unlocked this teleporter via an item pickup, so watching the cutscene would just be a waste of time. I do wonder what Roos is checking. He's already pretty much fully cleared out the Spider Sack area. At least I thought he did. It could also be the case.
He has not done the Spider Pegs area, and now that he has Charge Jump, we'll be able to get 2 of those pickups.
That's a good point. Rather than that, though, we see Roos dropping down through the charge.
Oh, he's getting the pickup above the 4th health cell.
This is another one it's rather easy to forget about.
Okay. I don't know what he's doing, man.
Might be heading to Glazer. There's also the pickup next to Wall Jump, the one that's way up high, the experience.
Oh yeah, the one that nobody wants to get.
Right, so like there are a bunch of pickups left. I mean, Bash is gonna be somewhere. Someone's gonna find it first. At this point, it seems very unlikely that Rue will find it first because Rue, as we know from our lofty commentator booth, is going to head all the way to the Bash tree and not gain the ability to progress any further. So even if Bash is past the Bash tree, which is in logic with charge jump, Rue is not going to be able to do that right now.
Yeah, I do not wish that on any of our runners, though. Like, having to double dip Genso is probably one of the worst double dips I can think of.
Well, it's not a Glazer. Glazer is a sort of a meme pickup in the randomizer community because it takes quite a while to get to. It's the most one-off of one-offs, but it didn't pay off this time, so Roos is just going to head up with Grenade, can check this pickup as well. Honestly, Fant, it's like every single pickup, I'm just like, which one is Bash?
Well, there's an ability cell, so not there. So let's see, Roos, you got a couple of options. Him walking out of here, he could check the ability cell that is inside the Spirit Caverns.
I think he did that.
Or he could go all the way down to... Yeah, he's going down to the wall jump pickup.
Yeah, this is the only thing in this area that Roos hasn't checked. To be honest, I keep using this phrase, but I do like this play. I think that Roos is routing pretty well. It's clear that Bash just happens to be super buried wherever it is.
Yeah, Bash or Stomp. I think more likely Bash, because Stomp at this point doesn't unlock too much.
Where do you think it is? I guess you mentioned the
I
the
think
spider pillars.
I'm hoping spider pillars. That's like what I hope, where I hope it is. But it's probably the second half again, so. We'll see. Ruse teleporting to Thornfelt Swamp.
He has
See
some
what he opts
options
to
from
do.
here.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
he-
still have the right side of Swamp, like to the right of the Ginso tree. Nobody's been over there yet, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Oh, and hang on. Cutieroo now has quad jump. When Roos was here, he only had triple jump. So Cutieroo will be able to check.
Well,
Actually, no.
with Sea Flame
I'll be able to-
redirects, this is possible.
Yeah, but I don't think she knows about it, so deciding to altar out of there. All right, Roos making his way to the Ginso tree. Is he going to go in or go right? He is going right. There's, I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think 4 pickups that he has yet to pick up over here.
By the way, Rue just found Charge Jump with Glide and Wind Restored, which was acquired, Wind Restored being acquired in the Ginso tree, altared, and immediately checked that pickup. So thankfully, no forgetting about it today. Pay attention to the left now. I mean, with every pickup we check, the likelihood that the next one is Bash just gets higher and higher. It's gonna be one of these eventually.
Well, here's where all the keystones were hiding out, Grim.
Pretty much. Well, see, Roos has already been through the swamp
Oh
entry
no,
area.
Roos kills the other shark. This is kind of annoying.
The first shark can break that barricade. I don't know if Roos is aware of that, but it can. It just requires a bit of a precise shot. Or maybe Roos is just going to wait for the thing to respawn. Yeah, okay,
Yep.
there it goes.
There it goes. Let's see. Is this it?
It's not
An
it.
ability cell.
Well, and at this point, Roos has already been through the main swamp entry area, so there are no more... Well, actually, there is. There's one more pickup over to the left. I don't remember whether he broke the plant.
Yeah, he didn't have grenade at the time. We'll see. Oh, he's checking the map, thinking of, where do I go now? So I wonder if he realizes he does have access to 2 pickups in the spider peg area.
This is the moment in a randomizer seed that you don't really want to find yourself in when you're forced to check your map because you just can't remember what you haven't checked. Even for someone with as much intimate map knowledge as Rue and Roos, you check these pickups in such an unexpected order sometimes that it can be hard to track it all in your head.
All right, back to the swamp teleporter for Roos. So he needs to continue left. If he does, I'm assuming he knows that Ginso is an option and just is trying to think of, okay, what else have I not checked that's not Ginso? Because I really don't want to go there.
I was going to say, Roos hasn't checked the Horror Fields Banelink pickup. I don't think Rue did, but Roos did not. So we know it's not there. Yep, Roos is going into this area. There are 3 pickups here that Roos can acquire that were unavailable before. I also want to quickly point out on the right side that Rue is in Swamp, but unfortunately didn't have a map stone to activate that map altar. So if you look at the skill trackers, Roos has currently activated a total of 5 map pedestals. Rue has only activated 4.
Oh, there's Mega Energy. Not bad. Not too much use right now because we don't really have many skills that utilize energy. But let's see. Okay, one more pickup here. Is it going to be it?
It's still not Bash.
I'm feeling Ginso, man. The Ginso double dip.
Well, I was going to say, this is interesting. I'm just sort of thinking like as if I was playing the seed. Where am I going to go check? I do like this play from Roos. I keep saying that play. Apparently, I really like Roos's play today. Roos even has the option with charge jump and double jump and all these nice abilities to head further into Horror Fields. It won't be in Logic, I think. Maybe it will be. But Roos, I think, will have the ability to check a lot of that stuff. Looks like he's not going to, though.
Yeah, he also has a lot of stuff in Forlorn he could get with charge jump and quad jump. And we're seeing Cutieroo head into Forlorn. This could be it.
What if it's on the right side of Forlorn, dude?
Sorrow teleporter activated.
That's
potential go mode if Cutieroo knows what to do about it.
It is potential go mode. Since neither player has found Bash, even if Rue continues to the very end, utilizes that Sorrow TP to finish the game, Rue is going to have to do a Bashless final escape, which she can probably do. I mean, she can do it as far as, whether she has the ability, but whether she has the comfortability and familiarity to do it is a different question.
Mega health for Roos. Okay.
Look at
Yeah,
this
with
though, Rue.
climb, glide, and charge jump, this is going to be pretty easy.
Rue just immediately went to the Sorrow TP though. Can use climb and charge jump to break through this. Doesn't have stomp, but that's fine because climb and charge jump in most cases is a substitute for stomp and is going to be able to check. Oh my god, wait a minute. All of this is in logic, Fant, because that Sorrow TP is in logic.
Yep.
So suddenly, remember before how we were saying that the likelihood of any individual being bash is getting higher and higher? That's kind of out the window. Anything here could now be bash.
Right, right. So, unfortunately for Roos, I think he really does not want to go to Forlorn. So I wonder what he hopes to check over here. And he realizes I got everything. He really needs to head over to Forlorn, get that Sorrow TP.
I hope that Roos realizes that more of Forlorn Ruins is in logic.
Oh man, he's going to Swamp. This could be the Ginso play.
Pretty much the way I'm seeing this seed for the rest of it could play out in, well, a number of ways, but essentially one of two ways. Right now, Rue is on the left side and can continue, can get to Feather, can get to pretty much everything without any issue for the time being. If Roos heads into Ginso and finds, wow, nice, there's the plant. If Roos finds Bash, then he'll be able to beeline left side and just go super, super fast. He already has both dungeon keys, so he will skip all pickups. Is he going to be able to do that in time to catch up with Rue, assuming that Rue can finish the seed without Bash?
Yeah,
Well,
so it'll depend, like, if Rue does know how to get over to the light grenade tree. Because, yeah, she now has access down there, but she doesn't know how to get past the laser. That's going to be a little bit complicated.
And I realized what I said before was actually kind of a false dichotomy. Rue could easily find Bash at any of these locations, and then she would have the advantage both in being left side and in having Bash, and Roos would just be sort of left behind. This is a potentially dire situation for Roos.
Yeah, I think Roos needs to hope that, like, Bash or Stomp are, like, right here. That is what Roos needs to stay in this game. He doesn't realize it, but yeah, the longer he goes without going to Forlorn and just getting progress on trees, the more of a lead Cutieroo is going to have.
Rue on the right is now into Misty. Reminder, Rue doesn't have Bash, so this is going to be a little bit unorthodox, but with quad jump and with charge jump and feather and a lot of health, I don't think that Rue is going to have too many issues with this area.
So far, nothing in the second half of Ginso.
Now, Roos, I think, has enough keystones to continue through the top of this area, although I don't know that that's in logic with charge jump only. It might be, but I don't think it is.
Oh, there's clean water.
I love how right when you get clean water, just instantly all the waterfalls appear. No Bash.
Is he going to continue on? Looks like he wants to.
I guess to ask the question, what is Roos looking for, is obvious. It's Bash. But he's also probably hoping for a left side teleport, a Valley or Sorrow. We know that Sorrow's in Forlorn, but we don't know where the Valley TP is. I'm almost not sure what to say. This seed is just much more interesting than it had initially appeared. It looked like Roos was running away with this, but just with that one find of the Sorrow teleporter by Rue, she's now, almost done clearing left side trees.
Yeah, and with all the pickups Cutieroo is skipping, I think she does know the strats to get through to Light Grenade without Dash. So yeah, unfortunately, barring anything catastrophic, this is Cutieroo's race to lose.
Well, here's the tricky spots. Even for the most experienced rando players, it can be tough to track all of the different kinds of logic that Standard can throw at you. And so I'm actually just going to ask you, Fant, is what Roos is doing right now, is this in logic without Bash?
Well, judging by the 509 XP pickup he got at the top, I'm guessing no. But, that is a question for someone more knowledgeable in the logic. So, Sigma, if you're there.
Oh, here's something interesting. Roos did find clean water, so he didn't find Bash, but with clean water, and thanks to Oshie for pointing out something very obvious that we should have realized immediately. A lot of clean water pickups are now in Logic, most notably going to Swamp and checking all the underwater pickups. So we'll see if Roos decides to do that. Or will he dip back into Forlorn?
Okay, hang on. Look at this. Cutieroo teleported over to BRB, but now is teleporting out. I wonder if she realized, like, oh man, I don't have dash. Oh, like, okay, now she's going back to BRB.
That might have been a simple case of a missed teleport. Rue doesn't even have to... Rue did kill a Frankie, but Rue also has climb charge jump. Would you check this out, though? We have... Man, this is exciting. Roos did go back to Forlorn, so Roos is going to continue checking things. Since he's a sane person and not an insane person, he'll definitely not go right side right away. So instead, he'll be checking the other pickups, which means that he will find his Sorrow Teleporter before long. Is it going to be enough to catch up?
I think it's all going to depend on, like, you know, how comfortable Cutie is with this laser skip.
Well, it's a laser skip and it's the final escape, but at this point, Rue is faced with really only two obstacles. Obstacle number one, this laser thing. Obstacle
okay, she's
number
placing
two,
a save. Going to utilize quad jump to try and get through. You can do this. It is not easy, but it is doable. There it is. Sorrow Teleporter for Roos. I wonder if he realizes he is now in go mode. Yep, there it is. There's the altar. So now Roos has to clear 3 trees, and they are going to be pretty quick clears as Cutieroo tries to get to Light Grenade. So, oh, she almost had it. Wow. So I think the critical thing right here is if Cutieroo perseveres and makes it through, or if she decides, hey, no, I actually can't do this. I need to go find Dash. I think that's the only thing that's going to really decide the race here.
God, that was so close. This is one of the more challenging versions of making it through this laser. With quad jump, it's easier, but you just have to get right up in that nook with Feather. This is not easy. Roos, meanwhile, has teleported to Sorrow. Is going to be doing pretty much exactly the same thing as Cutieroo.
Oh, you know what I just noticed?
What's that?
Cutieroo does not have any ability points.
Oh.
So
That's
even
important.
if she does know the zombie Ori, she'll not be able to do that. We'll have to do the quad jump strategy, but also we may get some lore. Graham.
We might.
Oh, she's through. She made it through.
Here's a question. I don't remember whether any of these pickups here were ability points. Rue might just bite the bullet and watch the cutscene, or could check this pickup if it happens to be a lot of XP or an ability point.
Just a Spear Flame upgrade.
There is one more pickup that Rue could decide to check with Grenade. Nope, looks like she's just going to watch the cutscene. Looks like might even not realize. Yep, setting up the save anywhere before realizing that she's empty.
All right, there we go. Enjoy the cutscene, ladies and gentlemen. This is a long one.
So here we have it. This is the last tree for Rue. She is going to have to watch this lengthy cutscene, but once she's done, it's just a quick trek over to the left to grab the tree, and then Rue will be altaring, heading to the Swamp TP, and heading to the final escape, which will be Bashless. Roos is also going to have to do a Bashless escape unless he just happens to happen upon Bash somehow that Rue missed. But Roos, excuse me, still has to go to Feather and still has to do Misty Woods.
Yeah, so that is going to be quick, but barring like any catastrophic spaghetti in the final escape, this is looking very, very good for Cutieroo. Quite incredible too. Early on, Roos had a very, very large lead in terms of tree progression, in terms of skills, in terms of like just the amount of locations checked. But just getting trolled by the one pickup that Roos needed. He had to check a whole bunch of other stuff that Cutieroo did not, and that was enough to put Cutieroo in a very advantageous position. So,
let's talk about the final escape, because that's going to be the gatekeeper of victory for either of these runners. What's the most challenging part of the final escape when you don't have Bash?
I'd say it would be the... What are the names of it? Those little enemies that shoot lasers and fireballs at you.
I just call them like laser enemies.
Yeah, the elementals. So yeah, the elementals I think is going to be the most difficult part. With charge jump and quad jump, nothing else is really too bad. But you will have to take a damage boost there and use charge jump to get through.
The good news is that we do have a lot of health I don't recall whether Rue has ultra defense or not. If she does, then this will be even easier. Okay. Yeah, so damage will not be an issue. Rue is just going to have to play clean. As you said, the easiest option is probably going to just be to use climb and charge jump to break through the barricade. Rue also doesn't have clean water, although, again, with that much health and ultra defense, the water's not going to be very problematic. So it's really just those two spots. Nothing else is going to be too tough. Roose is making it through Misty Woods just fine, by the way. It's just without bash and without dash. You kind of just have to meander along. You can't really make it go much faster than Roose is doing.
Yeah. So I guess the only major difference we're going to see coming into the final escape is Cutieroo does not have that clean water that was hiding in the second half of Ginso. And Roose does. So Roose is going to not have to worry too much about the damage boosts in the elemental room.
Would you check this out? This is something I forgot about. This barricade here, you're supposed to break either with Stomp, but of course they don't have Stomp, or by
Oh,
dashing.
I wonder if Cutieroo knows the Spirit Flame strategies here. You can do this if you Spirit Flame the Baneling.
This is I completely forgot about this. This is I was gonna say Roose is gonna have a very hard time catching up. There are multiple ways Rue could make it through here. The method she's going for is a Charge Flame redirect.
Oh, and she got it.
That's not easy to do. Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
no,
never
look at
mind.
this. Roose now has all the trees and will be close behind Cutieroo here.
Oh wow, I thought that was gonna take some time for her. Well done. Well done.
Now she's probably practiced that strat before. Yeah, that is not an easy Charge Flame redirect to do.
I mean, you almost always have either Stomp or Bash. It's not common to have to pull these weird backups. So yeah, here we go. This is going to definitely come down to Door Warp in the final escape. Rue is just about to enter Mount Horu and is going to have to take her attempts at Door Warp, or hopefully singular attempt. Roose is heading over there now. We only have about a minute difference at this point.
Yeah, I think it's all going to depend on, how comfortable Cutieroo is with the final escape. And Door Warp as well could take some time depending on how comfortable you are with it. And there it is. That was like a second try Door Warp, looks like.
Yep, second try Door Warp. So Rue is going to be the first to start the final escape. Rue has plenty of health, has climb and charge jump to make it through here. Roose is going to have to do some backups. Looks like Roose probably.
Okay, looks like Roose is going to do the Spirit Flame strategy, placing the save. So you just wait for the Baneling to respawn, and then you just hit it a bunch of times with Spirit Flame.
Building up a charge, and then the second
and then
activates.
You aggro it, and there he goes.
So I guess direct all attention over to the right. Rue is in the final escape, Bashless final escape. She's going to have to use either climb, charge jump, or charge flame to break these barricades. This lantern room is going to be challenging. Looks like Rue immediately knows the backup, although has to be careful of that. With quad jump, made it through no problem.
Oh no! Unfortunately, this is it, and takes a death.
That is the right strategy, though.
And Cutieroo doesn't have too much margin left. She's gonna have to make it through here quick. Roose is right on her tail.
God, this is so close. If I'm Rue or Roose, I just have to be panicking at this point, assuming that the other person is right on my heels. Looks like Rue again, climb, charge jump strats, gets the wall jump, make it across.
Oh, unfortunately, it takes too long, and Kuro gets the snipe, and Roose is through.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
if
man.
Rue dies even one more time, then Roose is going to be
practically
virtually tied. This is insane, dude. Okay, Rue made it through this room again. There are two lantern rooms that could be challenging. Heading over to the right is going to try to climb on the wall and head up. Made it. Can she make it the second time?
Oh!
Dodges.
No, she doesn't! And we're
so
practically
close.
tied. Oh my god, this is unbelievable, Grim.
I can't
It's
believe
who
this.
is going to do the bashless escape first. This is not easy.
Rue has been having issues with this room. We'll see if Roose immediately knows the same backup. Rue deciding to use charge flame this time.
Oh, Roose!
Oh, he's
Did he
alive!
get caught at the... Yeah, he's still alive. So he does have enough HP to deal with this. And
Yep,
he is
Roose-
using...
Rue died again.
And Roose is
ahead.
through. He just has to damage boost through the elemental room here.
Roose also has clean water.
And
Rue
he
does
is through. Roose just has to do a swim and a grenade jump at the end, and he will walk away with the victory. Wow, this is unbelievable, Grim.
It is. Roos isn't out of the woods yet. It is possible to soft lock on the final escape. Roos with clean water can just take a nice, easy stroll through here. Roos is going to be jumping up to despawn Kuro. Rue died
He does not spawn Kuro.
It's all down to the final grenade jump. We'll see if Roos decides to go for it. I can't see him skipping it.
Okay, here we go. He's setting up. This is that time. And it looks like it is good. Wow. Crazy comeback from Roos. But, you know, that extra experience coming in hands, being able to do the escape without bash, without stomp. You know, Cutieroo put on an amazing effort. That one pickup in Forlorn, you know, just put her back in the game and gave her a big lead, but just unfortunately could not close it out in the final escape. So big congratulations to Roos's Loose. This is not an easy escape to do.
I can't believe it, dude. I cannot believe it. Roos still having trouble with this same room. It is a challenging one to get through either of these lantern rooms without bash. Rue is also still going to have to be a little bit careful not having clean water to make sure that she has the health to survive the poison swim at the end. But of course, we have to get through here first. Going for grenade jumps, I think, this time, rather than the old strat.
Oh, well, she got the grenade jump, but unfortunately the lava pillar was there and, you know, intercepted her.
Wow. I'm speechless. I'm just absolutely speechless.
No, but no, without a doubt, big congratulations to the Roos's Loose. He had quite the adventure going on and trying to find that Sorrow teleporter. And you know, if anything that he checked and all those dozens and dozens of pickups were bash or stomp, you know, he'd be done quite a bit sooner. But just, you know, the teleporter being the one access to the right side, you know, that could have very well spelled the end of the race for Roos, but it did not. He executed when it counted.
That's so fascinating too, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to our runners about that bash search, because Roos, of course, was going under the assumption that bash was on the right side of the map, which is what we kept talking about as well, until Rue found the SAR TP, and then it's like, oh my god, it could be anywhere on the left side, well, almost anywhere on the left side.
Wow. Just, I don't know what else to say, Grim. This was quite the race.
I don't know what else to say either. Rue taking more attempts at this. There are multiple ways to make it through here, but you have to be pretty quick with your timing.
Oh, and she's through. She's through. She's made it.
The crucial difference there.
She took too long and took a hit from the fire. I'm not sure if she's going to have enough HP to do this. She will have to use 1 damage. Yeah, less than a health. Now she can. She does have ultra defense.
Water. Rue doesn't have clean water.
No, but she. Oh yeah, but she does have health regen.
Oh my god, you're right.
What you can do, and what I have seen done before, is you just take a dip in the water. You take 1 tick of damage, which will deal, you know, half a cell of damage to Rue, and you just jump out and you wait, and you wait until you have enough health to make it through.
This is, I think, one of the we talk a lot about randomizer specific knowledge. I think this final escape, just as a whole, is the epitome of rando specific knowledge. There are always potentially a lot of different factors barring any runner from finishing a seed, and this is something that you cannot avoid. One way or another, you must complete this final escape. If you don't have bash, you have to do a lot of backups, which is what Rue is just trying to do, and you have to do them cleanly and fast enough that Kuro doesn't come down and wreck your day.
Yeah, and you know, in all the other speedruns of Ori, like the non-randomizer things, you either come through here with all the skills, or you just completely skip it and glitch to the end. So Randomizer is like pretty unique in that you have to have so much knowledge on different methods of making it through the final escape with like a minimum skill set, and you know, definitely one of the hardest factors of the randomizer.
I'll agree with that. All right, I need everyone in chat to send Rue your energy, or your, I guess RNG isn't really too helpful at this point. Send her your energy. You got this, Rue. Doing this final escape is is a bit of a chore without bash. But Rue's really close. She's already made it through this room at least once, continuing to go with this method of doing climb charge jumps on the right side. Rue has to make it through that room without damage and then damage boost. I think just exactly 1 time in that next fire room in order to survive the poison swim at the end.
So I guess the good thing about this for Rue is that you go through an escape like this once, and it's like, okay, now I know how it's done. Now I know exactly what I need to do, and it won't catch you as off guard the next time around. And, oh man, just not fast enough. And she is opting to altar out of there, and I think go on the hunt for more skills.
Well, at this point, the skill that she needs is Bash. And as we've described, Bash can be virtually anywhere. Roos already did a lot of searching that Rue already skipped. So if Rue is going to continue searching and find Bash, I think she is making the right play by going to Sorrow. We'll just see where it ends up being.
Yeah, this is probably the most pickup dense area she currently has access to, by far. There is a ton of stuff in here, and with her current set of skills, all of it will be fairly easy to access.
I certainly hope she finds it soon.
I mean, I also hope she finds it because I'm very curious where the heck it was buried.
You and me both. Neither of these two keystones on the right side. I don't recall whether Rue checked everything over on the left side here. I don't think she did.
No, she was like definitely go moding this. She wanted to get all the trees and get out. So just the stuff that's immediately along the path, but anything out of the way, like this keystone here, it's like, nope, I need to finish this seed. I can't give my opponent any extra time.
Sure. Well, you know what? I think I do see Roos sitting in our on deck channel. So I think while Rue is doing this search for Bash, I think I want to go ahead and pull in Rue. So I'm just going to ping him and make sure that he's ready to go before I do that.
All right, Cutie continuing the Sorrow search does have a mapstone. So we'll get mapstone 5 here, just 15 experience.
Sure. Well, oh, there he is. Hey, Roos.
How's it going?
I'm fine. How are you?
I need like a nap and a meal and a shower and like counseling after that siege.
So I'm going to ask you the obvious question. What was going through your head just going on that mad search for Bash?
So honestly, I was looking for either Bash or Dash, because either one of which I would have felt completely comfortable with finishing, or obviously Sorrow TP. So I knew one of those three I needed to find, and like I was at multiple points just actually opening the map and sitting there with my head in my hands, thinking like, what the heck do I need to check right now? I was getting quite frustrated.
I can imagine.
So one of the big differences between you two is that Cutieroo got to the final escape quite a bit sooner by doing an earlier Forlorn play to get that Sorrow TP.
Mm-hmm.
So you did have access to Forlorn for a while. Is that just like a zone you hate to go through, period? Oh, hang on. We found Bash.
Wow.
It is the grenade pickup in left Sorrow.
Oh, wow. That's cruel. That is just cruel. So, okay, I'm now 2 for 2 in tournament races where Bash was in Sorrow left side. So I think my strategy from now on is just go straight there and find Bash.
Well, I was going to say, Roos, this is both sort of a discussion point and sort of a question more to verify your line of thinking. So I'm assuming that you were going on the assumption of Bash has to be freaking somewhere on the right side of the map. Where is it, right?
So I knew either Bash had to be right side or Sorrow TP had to be available, and I'd have been fine with finding either one. So it's pretty much just a dig for one of them. And obviously I feel like it's more likely that it's probably somewhere right side in general, but once it was getting down to like a single digit number of pickups left on the right side, it was like, well, I guess I'll just go clear out Forlorn now.
Sure. I have another question, but Fant, you can go first if you
No,
want
no,
to.
go for it, Grim. Go for it.
My question is, how much have you practiced Bashless, specifically the Final Escape, but also to a lesser extent some of the other areas Bashless?
So the rest of the game Bashless, a decent amount. I feel like my seeds lately have just not been like Dash and Bash just do not get placed in my seeds lately. It feels like so I've done the rest of the world without Bash decently. The Final Escape after me and Smashy's doubles match, I practiced so many times, and it definitely felt like it paid off. I felt really confident going into it with that skill set this time around.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what gave you the victory here, is that experience going through without Bash. You know, Cutieroo gave it an honest try and like almost made it once, but unfortunately took too much damage and was not able to make it through the poison swim. that was another big thing I did notice is you having that clean water. You know, you went through the poison water segment with very little health, but didn't have to wait for health regen.
That was incredibly helpful to have. Honestly, like during this entire seed, I was just kind of glancing over at the SRL, expecting at like 45 minutes to see that she'd finish because she found Basher Stomp in some really obvious place I just didn't think of, and I was making the seed way harder on myself than I needed to. But apparently, it actually is well hidden.
Yeah, I know you get to like the 45-minute, the 50-minute mark of a seed like this, and you're thinking like, man, when is my opponent gonna done? Were you like tuning that out, or just like constantly aware of it, or like going over to the RC chat like, man, is she done? Is she done? Is she done?
I definitely was glancing at it. It's right next to my game on my monitor setup, so I can kind of, if anything like changed in it, I'd be able to see it in my peripheral.
Oh, man, sorry, then oh no, man, almost made it. She made it past the poison water, but got sniped by the Kuro spawn, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Boy, this is just not a situation that you want to find yourself in.
Yeah, and I think she deserves really big props for getting through this seed. I mean, honestly, from what it sounds like, I should have lost this seed. So, you know, big GGs to her for this.
Oh, we're getting the validation XP, 71 experience.
That's going to make all the difference. So I guess to sort of come back just from the ending a little bit, what was your impression of the seed overall, Roos? Like, at what point did you feel like you weren't go mode, or was it really all just down to that final bash? And
I found it quite promising at the beginning. I mean, we didn't really get a lot of the sort of like crucial skills like glide and stomp and bash very quickly, but it was great with the mobility, like tons of jumps, verticality was pretty quick, things like that. So I thought it was going to be a great seed, and then it just ended up being those skills that are like the real hard locks just never really showed up.
It was certainly entertaining to watch. I think we were in the same boat, expecting it to be not a jet seed exactly, but something close to one.
Sure. I like after that opening set of skills, I was thinking this would be like a mid-40s kind of time. Not really.
I guess Rue, by the way, while we've been talking, has effectively finished the final escape. Oh no, she didn't. That's a soft block.
No. She baited up, did a almost first try grenade jump, but Grim, why did you have to say something?
Commentator.
It is obviously your fault there.
I take full responsibility. Rue, you can blame me. Trojan, you can blame me as well if you want to. That's fair. Roos, I want to ask, how does this match make you feel for your future matches, and is there anything specifically that you think you're going to practice, or just sort of keep doing seeds?
So I think the biggest thing I want to focus on for my own personal play is I don't actually practice that much solo clues. I generally practice double shards with Smashy and just kind of rely on that practice to get me through. And like, I want to specifically call out, I think the biggest poor decision I made in this seed was fairly early on, after I got the ability to break plants. I like made a revisit to Grotto to clear that out 100%. But there was a lot of stuff still open that was more in the direction of trees, and I think that was a really poor decision on my part. Like in doubles, I think that's a better decision because you can have one person rush the tree and one person 100%, and I think that's sort of where my thinking for that play came from. But in solo clues, I thought that ended up being a pretty big waste of time, so I want to cut that sort of thing out.
Sure.
All right, Roos, once again, congratulations on the victory, and definitely good luck in the future rounds. We're getting ready to close this out. Cutieroo has, well, not quite, but almost crossed the finish line. She's just holding right now until, you know, Naru wakes up and decides to go to the tree and the timer stops. So, you know, congratulations to her for just like toughing this one out. By no means was that an easy escape. You know, bashless, stompless, dashless. That is probably one of the most difficult combinations. You know, she almost made it once, but you know, congrats to her for finally, you know, sticking it out and
trust me, I know how painful just getting infinited by the final escape can feel. It's happened to me very recently, and it is really tilting. So good job to her for finishing it up.
Absolutely. I mean, this was, in some aspects, Rue didn't get randoed, like she found the Sunstone early, but I mean, both of you got, I think it's fair to say, yeah, the randomizer effectively won this seed. Can we all agree on that?
Without a doubt. I'm actually going to 100% this seed until I find Stomp and Bash. So, well, okay, we found Bash. I'm gonna try and find Stomp at least, so we can.
Okay, yeah, please
post it in
report,
Discord
report
later.
back. Yeah, I would like to know. All right, I think we're ready to close out this match, Grim. What do we have to look forward to next?
Sorry, was just typing. We have another match coming up in just about 10 minutes on the same channel. That match is going to be between RooseSR, not to be confused with RooseSR, and Dedu. That's going to be commentated by Voolajin and Ozzy. So if you enjoyed this match, stick around, and we have 6 more matches today. As I said, the next one coming up on the same channel in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Grim, it's been a pleasure commentating with you. Roos, once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I think we are ready to call it out, Grim.
Yeah, thanks to Oshi and Smashy for tracking that one. And who's restreaming this one, Richard? Yeah,
Yes,
thanks,
it is
Richard.
Richard. Thank you,
Okay,
Richard.
Cool. We'll see you all soon. We're going to cut to a break.